When I tell you Snow is devious, when I tell you that this man is the freaking devil. Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be reading Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm so excited because I read like the other 3 Hunger Games books and I really liked them, but I already had major spoilers that kind of made it hard for me to be fully immersed in the book. But for this one, I have no spoilers. All I know is that it's Haymitch's story and, well, the obvious part that he's the victor. Just a disclaimer, just so nobody is confused about what's gonna happen here, this is going to be a full spoiler vlog. I am going to be crashing out, crying, whatever this book puts me through, I'm taking you guys on the journey. So if you don't want spoilers, this might not be the video for you. Okay, without further ado, I'm gonna go listen to my book. It's still the first page. I have nothing real to report except that Haymitch had a sibling. He had a mom, he had a girlfriend, he had a freaking family. And like, if you read the entire Hunger Games series, you know he has nobody left. And he's only 44. That means that literally everybody he cares about is going to die. And I'm gonna have to read them die. That's just the first page, and that's the emotions going through me. Wait, so you're telling me Haymitch has the worst freaking luck in the entire world? Because, first of all, the reaping falls on his birthday. I knew that, whatever. He has like the equivalent of 40 ballots in the box. Okay, bad luck. They picked the first boy, it's not him. They picked the second boy, it's not him. And then the second boy decides to run away. The second boy tries to escape. And they shoot that boy. And now Haymitch is the tribute. And I'm just like, how does this guy have such bad luck? At first I was shocked. I was like, oh, why isn't he the second guy? But then I was like, he's not even the second guy, bro. How does this guy have such bad luck? And Haymitch doesn't even like to drink right now. Okay, so this is probably just my anger talking, but I hate Lenore Dove so much right now. Because why was she intervening with Woodbine and his mother? Like, Woodbine was already dead. If she had just sat down, Haymitch would not have run to protect her, and now Haymitch would not be a tribute. Like, I get that she was just trying to fight, like, the power, but she basically cost Haymitch. I don't know. I know it's irrational, and, like, I know, like, the Capitol is at fault, but God, if she had just... Like, if she had just not intervened with Woodbine, and I don't know, just it feels so unfair that, like, I know it's unfair and that I should be mad at the Capitol instead, but it just feels so unfair that, like, basically Haymitch is going to be forever traumatized because Lenore Dove could not just let a dead body and his mother grieve. Like, other people laid down. Haymitch laid down. He knew it was an oppressive regime. This does not make sense. I literally sound like I'm spilling pro-Capitol propaganda right now, but I'm just so mad. Okay, Haymitch became a tribute. They took him on the train, and then the Capitol bastards, the Capitol people, they got him a cake. They got him a cake after they tore him away from his mother, his brother, his girlfriend, all his friends, and they're now singing him a birthday song. And I'm like, if y'all don't shut up, if y'all don't shut the hell up. I always forget the audacity that the Capitol has. The way, like, they can do the most inhumane things, but then they throw a little sweetness in. They throw a little, we see you as a human being, just to mess with your head. I'm sorry to keep coming back so soon, but majorly the baddie that you are. Oh my god. So Drusilla, the escort for District 12, she slaps Maisie Lee. And you know what Maisie Lee does? She slaps her back. She's like, who the hell do you think you are? So Drusilla crashes out and starts hitting her, right? Maisie Lee gives her the baddest comeback ever. She's like, you pathetic old lady, you're nothing but a miserable whatever you are, nobody likes you. And Drusilla's like, you know what, I hope you die in the arena. And Maisie's like, so what if I die in the arena? And if I win, I will be more popular than you. So either way, you can't do anything to me. And I was just like, yes, queen. Yes. She was just giving. I don't know. Maisie Lee, I love her. I really love her. I'm in chapter 6, only 50 pages in. Luella just died. Like, I'm not sad for her because, like, I barely knew her. But I'm kind of, this sounds twisted, but I'm kind of happy for her in the sense that she doesn't have to live through the Hunger Games. And, like, she was most likely gonna die anyway. So it was kind of nice that, like, her death put a wrench in the Capitol's plans. Like, they didn't get to have their cool little Hunger Games arena kind of death with her. And they showed the public that, like, the Capitol is not infallible. You know, the Capitol is not in control of how everybody gets to die. Okay, so it's a while later. I'm on chapter 7 or so now. Okay, we've met all the previous, not all, we've met some of the previous victors. Like, we met Mags, Wireless, and I was like excited and happy to see them because they're still sane, right? And then we meet Beatty, and meeting Beatty is so hard because, so at this point, Beatty's already a victor, right? But his son is in the Hunger Games as a competitor, and they're making him mentor his own son to die. Also, there's just so much similarity between Haymitch and Katniss because they're both trying to be defiant. You know, they're both trying to be like, the Capitol doesn't own me, and I'm trying to like take a stand, and I'm trying to bring the end of the Hunger Games. But you know that like this monstrosity, this tragedy still goes on for another 25 years. You know that Haymitch puts up the fight of his life, but either way, he's gonna lose so much. Bro, Snow is devious. Bro, he brought Luella back from the dead. Right? When I heard that, I was like, Luella, she's alive? How'd they do that? Snow literally got a body double. This man refuses to take even a little L. This man refuses to take a loss. Because he literally was like, oh no, Luella died. Too bad, so sad. I'm gonna get a body double. Just literally give her like a full-on cosmetic plastic surgery so she gets like Luella's face. Brainwash her into only saying the lines, hello, my name is Luella and I'm from District 12, and then I'm gonna send her into the Hunger Games so she dies. Bro, when I tell you Snow is devious, when I tell you that this man is the freaking devil, are you kidding me? Because, okay, I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, like, if Luella's missing, how is the Capitol gonna like cover it up? How are they gonna hide the fact that, you know, they messed up, they look stupid? I did not expect a body double. Like, I love this. Okay, I'm gonna go back to reading now, but it's hype in here. Yo, guess what Haymitch got as his personal ranking? Let me give you a hint. It's 1. He got a 1. Like, to be honest, I thought like they would pull a Katniss and give him a 12, but they said, nah, that dude basic as hell. They gave him a 1, bro. I don't know. He got a 1. Yo. Okay, one second. Wyatt, he really is a numbers man. He really is a numbers man. Cause he was like, if you were smart, you would put your bet on Haymitch. What? But can I also say, like, because he's so good at stats, right? And he actually has done the mathematics of his likeliness of winning. Imagine, like, the defeat in his heart as he realizes, like, he knows, like, he's like, statistically, if my math is good, and it's often good, I'm gonna die in that place. Like, I forgot the Hunger Games was about the depths of human misery and just the emptiness that oppression and suppression can bring. And just witnessing Wyatt just state that, like, if you are a smart person and you are smart with your money, you should not even put your bet on him. You should put it on Haymitch. Okay, so Luella just died, and no, not Luella, Lulu, she just died, right? And she died by sticking her entire face into this plant called bees balm that, like, it's a medicine in the wild. But I just kept thinking to myself, like, hey Mitch, everything in this arena is poisonous. Why on earth are you letting her stick her face into that? And then she died, and Haymitch is surprised that it's poison, and I'm like, my God, I some part of me thinks that Haymitch wanted her to die, but he didn't want like a tribute to stab her or kill her in a violent way. So I think subconsciously he he let it happen. You know what I mean? Like, he wanted her to die because he knew he couldn't take care of her. He knew he had a mission to do and she would slow him down. But he didn't want to be the one to kill her, so he let the arena do it. That's what I think. Cause there's no way he thought the apples are poisonous, the potatoes are poisonous, the water is poisonous, but for some reason this one plant is not poisonous. I don't know. That's just my logic. Because if not, why on earth was he letting her stick her entire face, her entire body into it? I feel like it probably haunts him that he technically euthanized her. Like, when she was being poisoned by the plant and she was convulsing, her entire body was shaking, he was the one that gave her like the final lethal dose that killed her. So, like, even though her death is on the Capitol and on the game makers and everything, I feel like in his mind he probably thinks like, wow, her blood is on my hands. I'm not even sure how it happened, but the plot to blow up the arena failed. I don't understand what Ampert was supposed to specifically do. Because, like, Haymitch was supposed to blow up, like, the water tank and flood the brain of the arena, and he did that. I don't really know what Ampert was supposed to do, but, like, Ampert got viciously murdered by a bunch of mutts. I don't know how the plan didn't work, but basically now Haymitch is stuck there and he's alive. And I don't know, like, I genuinely didn't really understand the plan, but I'm sad that it failed. And I just keep remembering this quote I saw somewhere on Instagram that Haymitch is Katniss, but Katniss that failed. You know what I mean? Because he was a long shot. He was just really just trying to end the Hunger Games and he didn't succeed. So, but I still have, like, I'm on page 150, so I think his big plan to blow up the arena has failed for good now. I don't know, is this gonna be him going 1v1 with the rest of, like, the tributes? I doubt that, because Susan Collins, she's not really big on writing like the fist fights. She's not really big on showing how most of the tributes die. Mason Lee Donner died, and because of, she was kind of like the only other tribute aside from Haymitch where we got to personally know, to see her reasoning the way she thinks, her peculiarities, everything that was special and unique about her. So just watching her die, I think, is one of the first times where I'm just genuinely, like, I feel like I'm about to cry. Okay, I think I think I'm just still emotional for Maisie Lee's death, but Haymitch in the tree with Willie trying to, like, coax her back from the brink of starvation was just messing me up. Like, I was genuinely crying. It just, like, I don't know, like, imagine, starvation just seems like such a horrible way to go, because, like, you can tell that Willie was just way too petrified to, like, leave the tree and even try to find anything on the floor, and anything she would have found would have been poisonous. And probably, like, no sponsors were sending her food because, like, she wasn't doing anything cool or entertaining, so she was just starving to death in a tree. So when Haymitch was, like, trying to feed her, like, potato and, like, chocolate, Like I was like that really got me in my emotions, I'm not gonna lie. And then Silka at the bottom of the tree, just crying there, was the first time a career has ever been humanized, at least from my perspective in the Hunger Games. Normally, like, they are like the villains, the one to be beat aside from the capital. So just Silka at the bottom of the tree crying because she's lost literally everyone else now. Anyone that she cared about is dead. And she's the last career standing, and her just crying, that thing brought me to tears. Like, especially when you realize that they're all kids and they don't even hate each other. Like, they're only doing this to survive, and you're just like, oh. Silka killed Welly, right? But she didn't. She freaking decapitated her. Like, she was holding her head. I mean, Hamish is gonna forever think that it's his fault. Like, here's the thing, now that I know everything that haunts Hamish, I know why he's a miserable old drunk. Because how is he supposed to forget any of these things? Shout out to Willie though, because like when Silka came, she did try to hit her with a blow dart. You know, she tried to put up a fight. But just getting freaking decapitated, especially like she was a starved, she was at the brink of death already. Like, I'm glad Hamish like didn't have to poison her with the poisonous milk. But death by decapitation just seems horrible. Like, I don't even, oh god. And even Silka, like Silka seems haunted by what she did. Like, she was like, no, when I go home, I'll explain it to the people. I'll tell them like I had to do it. And I'm like, you poor baby. They made a monster out of you. Like, Snow, I'm pretty sure Snow started the fire that killed Ma and Sid, and like, but it was not just like the fact that he had to bury Ma and Sid. It was him having to also bury Maisie, Wyatt, and Luella all on the same day. And then when he got to the funeral and he saw Maisley's twin sister, and he mistook her for Maisie and started screaming. And he was like, Maisie, you're back. You're back. And just, I can't imagine what it's like to be her twin sister, because like you have the face of a dead person and you have the face of someone who died in such a brutal and unfair way. How does someone go into a book knowing everything that will happen and still cry like a baby when it does? They killed Lenore Dove with the candy. I like, there's a line in the book where Plutarch tells Hamish, we need someone just like you, but luckier. And I get it now, because Katniss was luckier. You know, like before Peeta ate that berries, she found out that it was poisonous. Hamish did not find out the candies were poisonous before Lenore Dove ate them. The thing is, I knew she was going to die. I just knew it. But when she was like in the yard with her geese, I was like, oh, maybe she doesn't die in this book. Maybe she dies elsewhere. And then she eats the candy, and I'm like, oh no. Yeah, so she dies. I'm really glad for the epilogue of this book because it's post Katniss's and Peeta's Hunger Games. So at the end of the epilogue anyway, the Hunger Games is forever over. Snow is dead. My final rating for this book, 5 stars. Emotionally devastated. I'm crying for Luella, Maisie, Wyatt, everyone. I'm crying for all the children of the Hunger Games that no books are written about. Basically, yeah, I'm just crying. I'm a mess. It was a really good book.